Hi, my English 111ers, and welcome to your very last video. Hey. Um, and so I apologize if my puppies are being annoying in the background. Here they are. They're just kind of like walking around, but they've been barking at everything all night. So, well, it's been an honor to get to know all of you, even though we're kind of distanced through the computer. I feel like I get to see kind of a little glimpse into your soul, if you will, just because I get to see your writing, and art is always a representation of the soul. So, thank you for sharing that with me. Now, if we look here at this week and we see where we are now and where we have been before, I want you to really start thinking about like how you've grown and how you've changed as a person and as a writer through the activities of the course. And if the answer is you've never changed a lick, it's okay. You can say that too. But I just want to hear your actual voice. So there's some specific readings on reflecting on your own writing that can be helpful. What you're going to be focusing in on is a research trail 3, your personal reflection, and then making sure that you complete your final exam and your community proposal by August 3rd. And I have had a couple of people ask me about this August 3rd deadline because of the fact that August 2 is the end of the week and we usually have Sunday deadlines. And the answer is that is our last day of class. And so, because it is our last day of class, it is the last day that I will accept your final. Well, I mean, it's not the final exam, but the final assignment. And so, you can 100% turn your final in on Sunday the 2nd if you just want to go ahead and like take care of that. But I'll accept them through the 3rd. So I hope that that helps clarify that. Looking through here at like the week. All right, so is a section here on how to write an effective 5-paragraph essay to help with the final exam. Many of you have already taken it. So it may or may not be helpful at this juncture, but it's there if it is an available resource. And I've also got a works cited example. I'm seeing a lot of works cited issues that are popping up in your drafts. And so because of that, I wanted to make sure that I gave you a works cited example. That being said, I wanted to make sure that you knew I am giving feedback on your drafts that you put online, but I'll be getting those by this Friday so that there's plenty of time for you to revise based on the feedback before the Monday deadline. And so I will do my best to go ahead and start doing some of them that have been turned in early. And I'll also do the same with the final exam starting tomorrow. So, looking at the week and kind of like rounding ourselves out from where we've been, where we're going. This piece here is your research trail number 3. And in research trail number 3, what we're looking at, come here, Teddy. What we're looking at is all writers have more to learn. So, reading the selections that we've kind of been talking about in regards to the anti-fib, but print or export your draft, do a reverse outline. Okay, so you want to do this by Thursday. Now, a reverse outline is down here, okay? But you run a like so what says who audit on all of your major claims. So how do you do this? Okay, so in a reverse outline in the margin of your paragraph, so you can do it kind of like as a written document or as a digital document, but I need to be able to see margin notes because I'll be frank with you, I need to see some AI resistance here. So I need to see that you've like actually like engaged on your own draft. So margin notes are fine, screenshots are fine. I just want to see you reverse outlining. You can also do it with a picture. Um, but I would like to like write one phrase naming what that paragraph does, and then read only the margin phrases. If they do not tell a clear story, mark where to fix. Okay. And so what says who next to each claim, write your evidence and its source. So circle any claim with no source. Those are your revision targets there. And counter argument card. So name the strongest objection to your proposal and your response in your own words. And so you can do that like writing on the draft. Okay. So turn in the annotated reverse outline, and you're going to include on that the so what says who, and then the counter argument bit. Okay. So I say right here a 60-second voice memo, but it's not super necessary for that to be a part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. It was just kind of part of like the hearing your voice piece of it, but I'm going to take that off because I think it might be confusing. Okay, and then for our final reflection for our English 111 class. Okay, right. So this is where we're going to kind of look back on values and part of the writing process that surprised you and what lingers um, past this class. So basically, like, what did this class connect with your future goals in different ways? And thank you for all of you for reflecting on that and letting me kind of see who you are as a writer on a personal level and not just an academic level. And then the last thing for the week is, of course, your community proposal argument essay. So I will be giving feedback all day tomorrow. Reach out to me if there's anything that pops up for that community proposal. The one thing that I will say for all of you is narrow, narrow, narrow. Okay. And so before I leave you, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up an exemplar and I'll add to Moodle. So as I am looking through this and showing you an example of this, what I want to make sure is super clear here is that when you're being specific about a topic, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be specific about like what the issue is at the core, and then how your community can support one another to improve something for the lives of all. Okay, so I can't find exactly what I'm looking for, but I want you all to like, as you think through the narrow, and I'm going to go ahead and look for something that's a little bit more narrow before I post this video. But I want you to think about, as you are thinking about like how to narrow down the community source and like impact, think about something small awareness, education, volunteering in your local community, because those have a ripple effect, right? So don't try to pick off something that's huge, because if you try to do something huge, it's going to inevitably have a dead end, right? And your primary source encounters are not necessarily always going to be super fruitful, but it's touching base with people who have experience with the topic that you're interested in. And all of those things are very important connections with your real world scenarios. So I will look for more examples, but in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your summer, and it's been lovely to get to know you. Have a wonderful time. I can't wait to read more.